If you have a serious panic or mental health issue, only do step 1. Don't do step 2. Hey guys, Brian Mahoney here from psychologicaled.com. Today we're talking about a counterintuitive but really effective approach for dealing with mental ED. Leaning into the anxiety instead of fighting it. I know it sounds weird, but stay with me. There's science behind why this works. I'll explain why this technique is effective and give you step-by-step instructions so you can try it for yourself. First, the science. Acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, is acknowledged as one of the best therapies for anxiety and panic issues. There's a lot of research out there that shows that it's as effective or even more effective than cognitive behavioral therapy and some of the other approaches that people will take. The work we're going to do today is going to start with an ACT type approach where you accept the feelings you have. Then we're going to take it a step further and we're really going to lean into them. But first, let's talk a little bit about why this works. When you purposefully focus on your anxious sensations, you're doing something unexpected. Most of the time, people are trying to fight the sensations or run away from the sensations. When you just let them be there, when you're accepting them and even welcoming them, it does two things. First, it breaks the cycle of fear. So much of what drives fear and panic responses in people is that they're afraid of their feelings and they're trying really hard to resist them. And the harder they're trying to resist, the stronger the feelings get. The stronger the feelings get, the harder they're trying to resist. And it becomes this cycle where people can actually end up in the emergency room completely freaked out by being caught in running away from their feelings, resisting their feelings. Accepting the feelings breaks the cycle. Your brain comes to realize there's no real danger from the feelings, so it stops escalating that fight or flight response that we know gets in the way of good erections. The other thing it does is it gets you used to that set of sensations. Oftentimes people realize that those sensations aren't much different than what they'd feel if they had done a good workout or a run or something like that. As you get used to the sensations, you become more comfortable with them. The more comfortable you get with them, the more your body learns to relax. The more relaxed your body is, the better your erections will be. Okay, here's how we're going to learn to lean into ED nerves.
I want to make it clear that I am not a psychologist or doctor, and the information provided in this video is for general information purposes only. I am not liable for any losses, damages, or consequences arising from the use of the information provided here.
First, find a quiet space to practice. Start when you're alone and relaxed. The goal is to practice without any kind of external pressures or distractions. So just find a quiet room where you won't be interrupted. Step 1. Think about a moment when you feel that ED-related anxiety. Notice where it shows up in your body, your chest, your stomach, your hands. Pay attention to the sensations. Is your chest tight? Is your heart racing? Just notice the sensations without adding any judgments or stories or predictions to it. Just kind of breathe with it. You're not trying to make it go away. You're just letting it be there and breathing. Now, if you can just do this, you're doing great. The research says just doing this is a great way to solve the problem. If you can just stay with the feeling without trying to fight it or run away from it. So if this feels like it's enough for you, stay here. If you want to take it the next step, what I do with my clients, instead of trying to calm down, instead of just staying with it, you're actually taking it a step further. You're welcoming it. You're telling yourself, let's make this feeling even bigger. Let's make this feeling even stronger. If your heart is racing, imagining it beating even faster. If your chest is tight, focusing on that intensifying tightness and really trying to get it to go even tighter. Really kind of rolling out the welcome mat for it, saying, feelings come on in, just cranking those up as high as you can. And as you amplify the feelings, observing what happens and letting whatever happens be okay with you. If you're able to crank it up a little bit, congratulate yourself. You're doing a good job. What you'll probably find, though, is that it's hard to sustain. It'll eventually peak and start to fade. And this can show you that it's not that big a deal. Those sensations in and of themselves aren't any threat to you. So the more you repeat that, just cranking it up, welcoming it, really trying to make it stronger, the more confident you'll get. With repetition, you'll get more confident. So practice this regularly, even for just 5 minutes a day. The more you do it, the less scary those sensations will feel, and the more comfortable you'll find yourself getting with your body and those sensations. The more comfortable you're becoming, the better your erections are going to be. Once you practice for a while on your own, you can try it live. Let's say you're with your partner and you start to feel some of those familiar nerves creeping in. Instead of thinking, oh no, here we go again, and trying to stop them, pause. Again, even if you're just staying with the sensations and not adding any judgment or predictions or stories to it, even if you can just stay with it and breathe and let it be there, again, you're doing great. Or if you want to take that second step, welcome, bring it on. Really try to crank those sensations up. Notice where you feel them in your body and try to amplify them. And you'll probably find that the nerves lose their grip much faster when you stop resisting. Leaning into anxiety might sound counterintuitive, but it's one of the most effective ways I've seen to reduce its power over you. With practice, you'll retrain your brain to stay calm and present, even in sexual situations. I'm Brian Mahoney with psychologicaled.com. If you ever want to talk about working together, just give me a call or drop me a note. And either way, I hope this exercise helps you get one step closer to having a really healthy, happy, fun sex life again. Thanks for watching.